Hi friends, it's Julie Golding Page, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in St. Stephen, New Brunswick, Canada, along the tidal Scoodic or St. Croix River, the traditional territory and home of the Passamaquoddy. And I'm grateful that they share this beautiful place with us. Today I'm back from the cottage. I haven't been going live very often in the summer, but I was thinking about what might be helpful over the summer, and I'm going to try something new. So I'm going to try to go live 3 times a week and show you different cards, and you can let me know if you think that that's useful or interesting or fun for you. And so just leave me a comment. I would love to read that. And for today, I'm going to focus on the Market Goodness stamp set. And I'll show you the stamp set and dies, and we'll get right into our project right away. Okay, so I'm just going to switch views here. And here we go. Okay, so this is the Market Goodness stamp set, and you can see it's got all kinds of different vegetables in it. It's got lettuce, and it's got onions, it's got radish. You can make it into beets as well. It's got carrots, and it's got tomatoes. And today all we're going to do is something really simple with the stamp set. So this is a simple stamping project. We're just going to stamp the sentiment, and that's it. These are the dies that you can get, and if you buy them together as a bundle, you get 10% off, so it's a really good deal if you do want the dies as well as the stamp set. And you can see they can cut out all the different things like the tomatoes, the beets or the radish, the carrots, the onion, and then you can do a little basket here. Oh yes, and this one's lettuce. And then you get these cute little flowers, a little bow, and then you get the tops of like the carrots and that sort of thing. So let's go right into the project, and I hope that you'll like it. So let's do our first step here. So the first step that I want to do is just take a piece of basic white cardstock, and I'm going to use this die here in this set, which is called Designer Tags Dies, and I'm going to cut that out. So I'm just going to use my little mini machine to cut that out right now, and we'll see how that goes. All right, so here we go. This little mini machine is great. It's so easy to use, and the instructions are right here on the plates as well. So I'm putting in a plate number 1 and a plate number 2. Oops, there's a little piece of paper. Oh, hi, Kathy. Yeah, it's nice to hear from you again. Man, it feels like I've been away a long time this summer, back and forth to the cottage, and now I'm here again. So I was just saying that I was thinking over the summer, and I thought maybe I would try something new this fall to see if it's more helpful and interesting for folks. And that is to go live 3 times a week. So I'm going to try for Monday, Wednesday, Friday to go live with a card each of those 3 days. And I'll blog the projects in between so that you can find the supply lists and all that other stuff. And you can always message me if you have any questions too. And let's just see how it goes, because I thought it would be better to do more demonstrations, and hopefully we can all get more ideas that way. I know I appreciate seeing other people's demos because then I get ideas too. So here's our lovely tag with the Designer Tags dies. Oh, great. Thanks for the feedback, Kathy. I'm glad you think that sounds good. And if anybody else has feedback, please let me know in the comments as well if you like this idea of going live a few times a week with different projects. So my featured set for this week is going to be this Market Goodness. Okay, so there is my tag. I'm going to take Garden Green ink here, and I'm just going to open up my ink pad. Now this one's really super juicy because it's brand new, so I'm just going to get a piece of scrap to try it out. I don't know if everybody else does this or not, but I find I have to try these out because I never know, depending on the humidity and temperature and all those things, and whether the stamp pad's new or old or whatever, I never know for sure how it's going to stamp. So I always try it out before I actually stamp on my actual project. So let's give this a go. And underneath, you'll see that even though I'm using a photopolymer stamp, I do not have anything underneath. This is the glass mat, and the glass mat acts as my cushion for my photopolymer stamps. And the glass mat is still available. If you need to find that online and can't find it on the Stampin' Up! Website, let me know. I've just received mine over the summer, and I have to say I really like it. It's so easy to clean. It's got this lovely grid system on it, and you can see the photopolymer stamps work really well on it, so I'm very happy with that. All right, so let's go ahead and stamp right on here on my designer tags dies tag. So let's see, where do I want this exactly? How about right there? So I always like to press it down for a few seconds just to make sure that it has enough time for the ink to transfer. And that looks very nice. Look at that, very clear. All right. So let's see, let's close up the ink pad and avoid an ink disaster here. I'll just put that off to the side here and get out my chamois. I'm gonna just clean my stamp right away. It just takes a few seconds, and it's so much better than putting your hand or your project on it by mistake and then getting a big mess. So I know I have done that many times myself. I'm sure most people have, and I try to avoid that now. So again, that's Market Goodness, and that's all the stamping we need to do for this little project, so no problem. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is take some designer series paper, and this is a piece of Poppy Parade. So this designer series paper is actually the 2 Market paper that goes with the entire suite that matches this Market Goodness stamp set. So let me just show you the different patterns because they're really nice. So here's one that has all kinds of vegetables, so you can cut them out or you can just use them as a background. You've got all these pretty flowers here, really nice background. You've got this one as well with the tomatoes. You've got these lovely baskets. Again, you can cut them out or use them as a background. You've got these little flowers here, and you've got these bouquets. And later on in the week, I'll just give you a little spoiler here. I'm going to actually be cutting out some of these to use, and I'm going to be another day cutting out some of these vegetables. So on the back, if you need some other backgrounds, they have some more monochromatic ones and matching colors that would be good as background papers as well. So let's see. So let's take this one. So that's what the tomato paper. I really like that because my favorite color is red, and I love Poppy Parade. I think this is supposed to be officially real red, but it looks more like Poppy Parade to me. Look how well that matches. So that's why I picked Poppy Parade for my paper here, because I thought this looked more like Poppy Parade itself. So I'm going to use my Stamp and Seal and stick that right onto the paper there. And just a little tip about Stamp and Seal. It's easy to run it the wrong way and break your tape inside, and then you're out some money, right? And it's kind of aggravating as well. So if you always make sure that this Stamp and Seal is on the bottom so you can see it as you're running it, that will ensure that it's in the right position. So let's see. Let's put this right on here. So we've got that on there. Very good. All right. And now what we're going to do is put this tag in the card, in the center of the card mat here. And we're going to secure it on with some ribbon. And the ribbon I'm going to use is this one. The color is Natural. And the ribbon is called Polka Dot Trim. Now this came out with the coffee suite that we had out a while ago. It was really, really nice. I like that a lot, and I'm still using it. But I like this ribbon a tremendous amount, more than I thought I would, actually. It's quite a rigid ribbon, so you have to kind of keep that in mind. It's not the greatest for tying bows, but for doing what I'm going to use it for right now, it's just about perfect because it stays entirely flat and in one place for you because it's so rigid. You can see there's quite a lot of stiffness to it there, which is nice. So what we're going to do is position that and adhere the top and the bottom of the ribbon to the back of this panel. But before I do that, I'm going to stick the ribbon in place. And all I'm going to do for that is just to run a little bit of Stamp and Seal across there. And then the ribbon will stick to that. So ribbon is best, I find, with dry glue. So like a tape type glue or a mini glue dot, that tends to work the best. And that's exactly what I'm going to use next, is mini glue dots. So I'm just gonna get one mini glue dot here, and let's get one more over here. There's another one. Okay. And the other thing we're gonna do before we stick that on is I want to pop it up. So I'm gonna use these little dimensionals. So I'm gonna put one on each corner. And I'm also going to put one overlapping this ribbon in the middle. So you can see that you've got those 5. So that means you've got extra insurance of keeping that ribbon in place. So that's what I want to do. Okay, so let's take that and we will adhere that next. So far, really simple card, no special skills needed. You don't have to be crafty to make this. You just have to stamp one little thing. So not really very complicated so far. It's all about just putting it together. Okay, let's see if we can get this kind of centered. I just like to eyeball it, but if you're more comfortable with measuring, go right ahead and do that. That'll work great too. So I'm just going to bend that down, and I'm going to really squish that in there because this ribbon is so rigid and stiff that I want to make sure that it doesn't let go. So I'm pressing it down there, giving it that shape. All right, so that's looking pretty good. Now what we're going to do is put that on our card base. This is a thick, basic white cardstock. It's just half a page. So one 8.5 by 11 cut in half. And then I'm going to use dimensionals on the back here as well. So I always put 4 on the corners and then I put 1 in the middle, simply because I like to mail my cards a lot of the time. And when they go in those postal machines, they get pressed down in the middle. And if you don't have an extra dimensional there, they will kind of sag a little bit, and I don't really like that effect. So to prevent that, I just simply put 1 in the middle. So solves that issue without any trouble. Okay, so here we go. And now we're going to add a little flourish with our ribbon up here. So all I'm going to do is just tie it. Actually, I'm going to see if this is going to work the right way for me. I think I need to put it the other way. So I need to be, so I can see, I'm putting it so that I can see the dots before I tie it. And then it should come out so that the right side with the dots is visible. Yes. So then the knot is the plain side and the dots are on the side that you see of the tails here. So you can just kind of play with that and see what you like. I think I'm going to try to push it this way so it's not over my sentiment. And then we're just going to cut it here. It's helpful, I find, when ribbons have a pattern like this, because then you can kind of count the dots to see where you need to cut it on the other side. So I can see one. Let's see, I'll point at them here so you can see them too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there should be 1 right here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm just going to try to get it the same length. And if you don't really mind, you can just eyeball it. You don't have to count them. I just find counting them is a little bit helpful to me. All right, so there we've got that much done in our card, but we've got nothing for our centerpiece. So for our centerpiece, what we're going to do is take one of those pieces of designer series paper, and we're going to get a basket out of the page that has the baskets. So again, this is the To Market paper, and we're going to cut out that basket. So let's do that first thing. And then we're going to find something to put in that little basket. So you could put whatever you wanted, but I like the tomato background here. And so I'm going to get some of those little tomatoes and then cut those out and put them into the little basket. All right, so there's the basket. Looks very nice. We've got that now, and I just got to get my paper, which has fallen down here, of course. There we go. So you can see I've cut out all kinds of little vegetables from here. So let's see. I want 3 sets of tomatoes. So this one's not a whole set, but that's okay because I'm going to layer it up with 2 more. And when I do that, you won't be able to tell that it doesn't have all of them intact. So here's another set of tomatoes. So I'm going to use this one. That'll be a nice one to have. All right. And I need 1 more set. There it is. Nice red tomatoes in there. Okay. And if you're just watching today, you may not be aware yet, but the holiday catalog just went live. So it went live on the 4th of September. So there's all kinds of new holiday things for Thanksgiving, for fall, for Halloween, and for Christmas and winter. So if you decide to shop with me, I do have a promotion every month that if you make an order with me of $60 or more before tax and shipping, I will send you a free class, which includes class packets for 3 cards. And all the paper supplies are cut and ready to go for you. So you just supply your ink and your stamps and adhesives. But all the paper stuff is ready for you. So I would love to gift you that if you're making an order this month. All right. So let's see. Okay, so there's 1 set of those little tomatoes. And you can see I just did that really quickly. I didn't take any amount of time to do that because you really don't need to be too precise in this. Just kind of cut out a little bit around the edges so that it has a bit of elegance to it. You can see I'm not cutting out the whole thing, just leaving a bit of white edge. And I'm turning the paper as opposed to turning the scissors to get a really nice, elegant finish on that and nice curves. So that's what I'm trying to do with it. All right, so we got this tomato. Let's see if we can get that all done. And there's the second set of tomatoes. And we've got 1 more, and that's this little partial set here. So we're just going to start there, and we're going to cut out around it. No matter at all that not all of them are intact. They don't need to be. So let's see what we can do. Oh, I agree, Kathy. This paper is so much fun. I just think it's a great paper. The paper is actually what made me want to get the stamps and the dies because I like the paper so much. It's just super cute and so easy to use. You can cut it out and do all kinds of fun things with it like this. Okay, so now I'm going to have my basket, maybe something like that. And let's see. Now you can actually overlap a set of the tomatoes there over the front, which is kind of a cute effect. And maybe something like that. And maybe 1 like that. Let's see if that would fit. Oh yeah. Okay, so all I'm going to do to put these on is first of all use some regular household tape, because why use your expensive adhesives if you don't have to? So I'm just turning this over and I'm going to tape that on with regular old tape. And then I'm going to tape the next one on as well. So let's see, where do I want that to go? Maybe something like that. Just up in the background there, that's pretty good. And we'll tape that one on as well. And let's see, where do I have space? Let me see. You can just kind of arrange them to suit yourself, really. It doesn't much matter. As long as you're happy with the arrangement, that's what counts. So how about that? That looks pretty nice. So as you can see, I've just arranged my little partial bunch of tomatoes, and you can't tell that I'm missing some, can you? It just looks like they're supposed to be that way. So I love that you can do that. All right, so let's use some dimensionals again, and we will put those on. And let's see, probably 4 of those ought to do the job. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay. So here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then there's just one more thing to do on this card. I think a little bit of embellishment would be nice, so I'm going to use these. They're called adhesive back dots for days. So they come in these beautiful colors. So garden green. This one is Daffodil Delight. This one, I believe, is Flirty Flamingo. And then you have these pool party ones down here. And we're going to use the garden green because that's the color of green in here. It's going to look very nice indeed. You can see I've used these for all kinds of stuff, so I don't have that many of them left anymore because I've been so busy using them. Okay, so let's see. Let's take a small one here, and we'll put a small one right there. We'll put a large one coming down from there like that. And how about another large one over here? And I'm just doing 3, 1, 2, 3, just to lead your eye down through. And I've tried to kind of mix it up a little and use small and big. So even numbers tend to work really well in design, I find. So that is the end of the project. So please let me know if you like this idea of going live a few times a week to demo a few different things, just so you can see different project ideas. I'd love to know what you think. And if I can help you with any of your crafting needs, I have a shop that is open through Stampin' Up! And also I have a whole bunch of classes that I've just posted up all the way through December. So these are all my holiday classes for fall and Halloween and Christmas. And I'd love to have you come and join either in person or online. I have both options. So thank you so much for joining me today. And I hope you have a wonderfully crafty day. Bye for now, friends.